Hey, Sean Leach here at Fit&Vital Life, and in this quick video I want to give you a few pointers when it comes to dropping down inches around your stomach. So if the stomach is a problem area for you, this video should help you address a couple of things which might be limiting your ability to drop inches around your stomach, and also give you a sort of a kind of expectation of what you're really looking for in terms of flattening the stomach. So first of all, I'll touch on a couple of things you can look for and monitor and analyze, which can help you easily lose 3 to 5 inches from your stomach over a good few weeks of consistent effort. So number one is one that it's so evident for me, from my experience anyway, from my personal experience and helping other clients as well over the past 5 years, and that's looking at the alcohol. If you think about it this way, you know, I love having beers, but I know that when I do have them, I'm bloated as hell. So if you're having, like, you know, a weekend or even a week of good festivities, like over a Christmas time, over the summer, it's quite easy to see and to observe a build-up of bloatedness and increasing inches around there because of the consumption of alcohol. And then if you also add on top of that, you know, the normal foods you're eating, it's very easy to see that over that period of time, you're eating excess of what you're burning off, really, and that can obviously really hinder your progress when it comes to losing inches if you're eating too much alcohol, drinking too much alcohol over the course of a week. So that's something to address. Again, you don't have to cut it out. I'm not judging anyone for consuming alcohol. I'm just saying it's something that I've noticed when I don't have beers for a couple of weeks. My stomach goes down by a good couple of inches just off that, because there's less bloatedness, because that wheat and the beer, you know, it doesn't agree with my digestive system very well. So, you know, it bloats us out, it fills us out more. And just off having less alcohol, specifically beers, you know, I noticed a great reduction with not having to change anything else. So that's one thing you can look at. And that leads us into another point, which is just the wrong type of foods which just generally disagree with you anyway. Things like gluten and sugars and dairy products. Again, it's a thing that I've noticed myself, and something that I've advised clients who have had great success with as well, is just like making a reduction in dairy products, gluten, like bread and things like that. Not cutting them out, not eliminating them, but just, you know, making that reduction, which just helps to reduce that bloatedness feeling. Because sometimes when you're piling all this stuff in and you're eating a lot of breads and dairy products and milk and all the rest of it and sugars, and then alcohol as well, it's a lot of stuff that's piling onto your body. Obviously it's a lot of calories which can be causing that, but also that added bloatedness, especially if it doesn't agree with you very well. You know, you may or may not know if you're intolerant to it, but most of us have got a slight intolerance to those type of stuff anyway, some more severe than others. So it's just a good little tip, a good little thing to look into, is just reducing those type of foods down. And again, something I've observed myself and with clients, when doing that, just making that little reduction, it does help a lot in terms of that bloatedness, and it makes you feel more comfortable in the stomach area. A third one is looking at, so assuming you're making those reductions and you're still not feeling as though you're making much progress, or still feels like a problem area, this is where you've got to address what you're doing and really look hard in the mirror and think, are you training enough? For example, you might be turning up to the gym 2, 3, 4 times a week, but are you putting enough effort in? What are you doing? Are you just attending a class where you're lifting the same weight and you're just half-arsing it just for the sake of attending a class with your friend? Or are you going into that gym, working your ass off, lifting weights, training really hard and focusing on progression with your weights? If that's the case, then you will make progress over time. If you're not putting in that effort every time, and you know you're staying within your comfort zone, the body has no reason to change. The body has no reason to burn any more body fat. The body has no reason to make you tone up anymore if you're not putting in the effort to make sure that it does so. Staying within your comfort zone with your weight and your effort won't make you any progress long term. And then looking at that, could you be training harder? Maybe. But another thing you could look at is your food consumption, and the simple way of looking at is, you know, am I eating too much? Am I eating too much rubbish? What am I eating when I'm coming to meal times? Am I just having a bowl of pasta with a sprinkle of cheese on? Or am I having healthy, balanced meals 3 times a day? You've got to really look into your nutrition, and it's quite easy when you look into it and have a look day by day and write what you're eating down. It's easy to see where you could be going wrong, like I mentioned before with the alcohol. So having a look at those first two options first as a way of maybe just significantly reducing your bloatedness and your inches by just making some little adjustments there. Assuming that doesn't work, or as well as checking that. Really take a look at the food side of things. You know, it's like we do in our 8-week challenge with our clients. We get them to use an accountability app. It's like a program inside of our the app that we use, and other ways just by checking in and just simply recording. You can just write down a bit of pen and paper what you've been eating, etc., etc. Same with your alcohol, and just find out, are you eating too much? Are you eating too many of the wrong things? Too many desserts? Too many treats? You know the score. I'm not saying completely give them up, by the way. That's unrealistic and not human. Have your treats, have your alcohol, but if you're not seeing any progress around the stomach area, if that's a problem area, then it might be just a reduction in those things might really, really help. And then, of course, looking at your training, like I said before, are you training hard enough? Are you progressing with your weights? Or are you just going through the motions with your training? I hope this video has helped. Now, what I would say is those are the simplest things to go through for most of us if we are struggling with our stomach around the tummy area. And that can just by just making some little adjustments to your food, cutting out the foods that irritate the digestive system, and training harder is enough to start dropping down the inches around the stomach. Now, that's a basic expectation and great for all of us and achievable for most of us as well. But if you're thinking that, you know, the really, really flat stomachs and the 6-packs is something that can be achieved quite easily and straightforward, it's not. It's going to take a lot of hard work and effort and focus and dedication and sacrifice to achieve a really flat stomach or a really flat or a really chiseled 6-pack. So the advice that I give just there is the one that I would suggest for most of you, just to make those adjustments and feel better and feel more comfortable. You know, if you're under the illusion that those kind of adjustments are going to create a 6-pack and a flat stomach, they probably won't. You're going to have to put in more effort and certainly more sacrifice over a longer, consistent period of time to achieve real, clear-cut, significant results like those. I just wanted to separate that as a, you know, just so you understand the expectations of, you know, making a good bit of progress, which makes you feel better, and a significant, amazing bit of progress, which is a complete transformation, which will take a lot of more sacrifice and hard work. So I hope this video has helped. If you need any other questions, if you have any other questions, or if you want to reach out and ask me anything, you can comment below or shoot me a message. I'll be happy to help you in the future. Take care.